Used to wearing?
They're too strong to.
Readers. Well, coffee time friends, how y'all doing? Me and Mama's here in a conversation.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna make our scalloped tomatoes tonight. We're gonna have some stuff to go with it, some frozen chicken, and something else. But tonight, the star of this show is going to be scalloped tomatoes, and they're. This is a depression dish, just tomatoes and light bread with sugar and a dash of salt is all we put in ours, and that was the recipe. So we're going to try. I'm going to do a little combo deal here. I'm not going to use all fresh tomatoes. I'm going to use this big old fresh tomato here we got from the Amish, and I'm also going to put a can in here. First thing we want to do is butter up this dish, not just because of that stick, it's just good flavor. Butter makes it better, Mama.
I reckon.
So let's just get a little butter. This is softened stick butter. It's been out of here on the counter. So let's just put about a good tablespoon in there for now. I'll keep that. And let's just mix him around here and get him good and covered, okay? So we're just gonna cover this dish up good. Get a little butter everywhere. And this will melt, as you know, and it'll be a wonderful little flavor addition to our dish. But it'll also, I don't know if the tomatoes would stick or not, but let's don't take any chances. And it gives us a good reason to use butter, if nothing else, right, Mama?
I use butter. I eat a biscuit just to get to use some butter.
That's right. No, that's the truth.
Maybe I use some butter just to get to eat a biscuit.
No, I think it's the other way around. Now we will use this little bit of butter here. We'll just put them in there for good measure. My fingers are clean, probably cleaner than a utensil might have got out of a drawer. Who knows? But anyway, here it is. So that's what we got there is 1 tablespoon of butter in our 9x9. You can make this as big or as little as you want. And the reason I'm using canned and fresh tomato, I want that fresh tomato taste because it is the season, but you don't have to have fresh tomato to make this. You can make it all out of can if that's what you'd rather do. And this is quite simple. Just open your can. This happens to be stewed tomatoes. It's just a can of stewed. That's not good. And into your 9x9 or 8x8, whichever you call it, it goes just like that. And I'm just going to give these a chop, chop, chop. They'll break down some in the cooking process. But now these have already been cooked and canned, so these are aromas in here, you can tell. And you can chop them differently, but they don't have to be chopped up in a certain way. And there you go. That's all you have to do is just get them in your container. Now come right down here. I have peeled this tomato. As you can see right here is a little pile of peels. And I'm just going to kind of dice him up.
You don't want the hulls.
Now the hulls you'll feel like you're eating plastic. Them hulls are not good in a cook. I don't peel my tomatoes when I eat them raw or on a sandwich. They're fine, but once you cook them, you feel like you're eating plastic, don't you, Mama?
Yeah, the hull comes off and
it just ain't a good scene.
I just don't like it.
That's one reason canned tomatoes is so good, but I want this fresh tomato taste. And this will be great for the taste, but this one tomato wouldn't do the whole dish.
Good Lord, it's a big one.
It's a big one. Let's turn him right over here and give him a little dice here. I'm not squeezing. I just want it to gently fall off there.
Let me get those ends off, or peelings off from ours.
Oh, I'll get them, Mama. Don't
and
worry.
so you can dump that out.
I'm going to slide it off with this knife. I'm not going all the way to the bottom either because it's, got those rough bottoms. And I'll eat that, but we ain't going to waste him. But
I Uh-oh, I left a piece. I keep leaving a little tiny piece every time.
And right into there, these go. Have you ever had scalloped tomatoes? Have you ever had such in your life? These are delicious.
You want all that not peeled?
And you can't, you got a little piece, I'll use it.
It ain't peeled up. I didn't peel it.
You can use it, is it almost a, well, I don't know. It's got sugar in it, so it's going to be sweet. And you can use it almost like a dessert. I don't know if you'd say I'm having scalloped tomatoes for dessert, but just at your house, if you want to have supper and then think, well, I made those tomatoes, they're sweet and they'll be good for something sweet with coffee or just something like a tomato pie almost, but not a savory one, a sweet. A sweet tomato pie. All right. So now I've got my tomatoes in there, my butter in there. I'm going to salt these, okay? I'm going to salt, just salt over the top of them. That is going to help the sweetness. Now, when we first started doing coffee time, this was one of the videos that went viral because everybody was, this is the first time I ever got negative comments because they were saying, that is so much sugar. I can't believe you put that much sugar. Yeah, he did. So here's 1 tablespoon. Here's 2 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons. I know. I hear y'all. It's a lot of sugar. I heard them back 3 years ago when they were telling me. But there's more sugar to come, folks. That ain't all the sugar. Now, I was going to ask you, we've not made this in so long. Do we melt the butter for the tip top, or do we just...
You know, I can't remember.
Let's melt just a little bit of that. Melt a couple of tablespoons if you don't care. Because it gets better on top. And here's where you're going to recognize a depression error kind of dish. This was back... They probably didn't have light bread from the store. They probably had light bread or loaf bread that they had made. That's really what they had. This is just plain old light bread. We call it light bread. I don't know what y'all call it. Sandwich bread. And you just crust it off. And this is all you do. Just pinch you some off like you're giving it to the ducks. And cover the top of your dish. You can see how this would have been a quick and easy, probably easy to get to. They probably had the tomatoes. They probably had a little dab of sugar. Maybe they had it sometimes without sugar. Who knows? Folks went through a lot. But you want to cover it. But they probably had some biscuit bread. I don't know if I could use cornbread on this, but they probably had some very similar bread, or they may have made a loaf of bread. Maybe the bread had gotten stale, and that's the reason they had to do something with it. But it was just a good, feed a good family, get something in their bellies before bed kind of meal. I mean, let's face it, when your family's hungry, you have to fix what you fix. But anyhow, this is delicious, absolutely delicious. This is going to toast up. We made something similar the other night. Mama calls it dumplings, but that is the bread's in it. This is the bread is on it. And I try to cover every little bit to have everything will be crusty. Now this is absolutely delicious. You may think, I don't think I'd like that. Don't knock it till you try it. Give it a whirl. Did you turn the microwave on?
Yeah, microwave. I didn't.
Okay.
Don't tell them how bad. I said it up in it.
I seen it in it, but I never heard it roar. So this is 4 pieces of light bread going on here. Crusted off. They may brown a little bit, but they're just going to toast like toast. It ain't going to be that big a deal. Now I cover all my little spaces, okay? So that's it. How easy is that? It's going to be pretty though. It will be pretty when it comes out. So now we're going to take our freshly melted butter here.
I hope I didn't.
If you didn't, we'll add a little bit. I'm just going to drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. This is 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Seems like one time I tried to use softened butter and just dabbed it on there, but seems like I said we'll meld it because I think the last time I melted it. They may not have had butter, or they may have fresh churned some butter.
We always had butter because we milked the cows and
They may have freshly churned it that morning.
made the butter and buttermilk and all.
Now here you go again. Oh yes he is. Oh yes he is. Put a little bit more sugar right on top of there.
It's like you do a pie. Mommy always put butter and sugar on her crust when she baked a cobbler pie.
Now, yeah. Now, folks, this is maybe a depression era dish, and that's about a half a tablespoon, really. And I think it's all I'm gonna put because I seem to have covered it all.
Over here, I don't think.
Mom was like, "No, use that whole tablespoon."
No, I just seen that bread on.
I used about 2/3 of a tablespoon. This may be a depression era dish, indeed. But I'll tell you one thing, it's made its way to our Christmas time table on more than one occasion.
I thought she was crying.
That was my chair, Mom.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought she was crying.
No. It has made its way to our Christmas table more than once. Scalloped tomatoes is a family favorite. And now look at that. That is delicious. Scalloped tomatoes. Now we're going to put that in the Easy Bake in probably 15 minutes. I'm just going to say till golden brown. There's something in there right now, some frozen chicken nuggets, orange flavored chicken nuggets that we got at the store. We're going to do chicken nuggets, orange chicken nuggets, and a little bit of this rice here, this 90-second rice, and have scalloped tomatoes, and that's it. That's supper tonight. That's a Monday night meal. That's a quick, easy, simple supper.
I'm going to check this temperature of this.
Mama's chicken temps. I did want to show you the scalloped tomatoes. We told y'all we would do them. And it is a little different than what we did the other night, but this is easy. If you don't have a fresh tomato, don't stress. Just use a couple of cans, a couple 15-ounce cans. If you want to use a smaller dish, just use 1 can. How's it temping?
194.
Oh, they're done. We're ready to put the tomatoes in.
Now, this one's not as hot, but it's still 180 something.
It's good. I can tell by looking at them. They're good golden brown.
Well, now this one's going down on the side over here. When we take those out, we'll put them back in.
Mama's like, what temperature was it going down to?
It's down to 160.
160 is okay.
Well, I don't like that. Should warm everything up to 165 anyway.
Mama is picky on her temps. That's only
It's on 39 minutes.
That's the only waste I had on this here tomato. The rest of it, I will eat it. Mommy, what's in that tomato?
No, I don't like it.
You don't like that end piece, do you?
No, I've eaten tomato 2 times already.
Mom's like, I'm tomatoed out. I don't never get tomatoed out. I'll eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the summer. Let's see, I had a question there. Do you freeze leftovers and share food to shut-ins? Janice, we don't necessarily share it with shut-ins, or we don't have a particular group or anything. We just share it with neighbors sometimes, or we'll have family over, or if somebody's here the next day, that'll be lunch. We don't waste food though. We either eat it leftovers, or we freeze it and drag it out and eat it another time. So we don't waste, if that was the original question.
Put that in.
What is it, ma'am?
It's the the glaze for in the
It's
open. It's open on that one side.
It came with glaze. I see. You can put a little orange marmalade in this too, Mama.
Oh, we're warm that. See how good it is.
It comes with a glaze. This is one of those orange chicken with glaze that you get at the store. I like them pretty good. It's for a quick and easy supper. It's better than starvation. Made tomato, cucumbers, and red onion salad. Ooh, I like that. With mayonnaise, Michelle. That is a good one. Made tomato, cucumber, and red. Somebody else? Oh, that's the same Michelle. Good evening, y'all. Hey, Charles. How are you? Good evening. Hey, Nancy. How are you? Hi, John and Momma. That's what I do. My brother-in-law loves my leftovers. Yeah, Janice, a lot of people will partake of some good leftovers. I don't care a bit too. Hello, John and Momma. Hey, Michelle. Somebody's saying hello to Miss Nola. Hello, Miss Nola. It says, I worked in the local hospital 50 years ago and was introduced to Scalloped Tomatoes when they made it in the hospital. Deborah, it's good, isn't it? It's a delicious. Made yummy beef stroganoff last night. Cherry, that sounds wonderful. What's the bread for the chicken? What's the brand of the chicken? Mama probably threw the bag away. Hang it here, Mama. We'll get it.
It's the brand I tore off, but it's
another brand. She's torn it off.
Save-A-Lot.
Save-A-Lot. Pick 5. Mix and match. Orange chicken, fully cooked, form white meat chicken nugget fritters with a mandarin orange sauce packet. You just add rice and you're good to go.
We ate half of it one time.
And they are pretty good for frozen chicken nuggets.
And half this time.
And then you get a little sauce that goes in them. And like Mama says,
half and half.
We make 2 meals out of it. Because you can see over here, you get plenty.
That's hot, huh?
That's a little warm, let me. You get plenty of nuggets. This was half of the bag. And that will be plenty for us. And it was plenty last time. So we will have that tonight. That's a quick and easy. You don't have time to cook. You don't want to fool. I make orange chicken homemade. But anything you make homemade is more difficult. And I really, honestly, would have been fine with scalloped tomatoes only. That would have been a main dish for me. I would just eat that and call it supper. Mama's the one that came up with it. She goes, I got that orange chicken. I bet she's run across it and it was opened.
It may be.
It must be used. Is that the true, Mama?
Yep, that's the truth.
So we do that a lot. We don't buy frozen stuff a lot, but every once in a while, there ain't nothing wrong with a little shortcut, folks. Don't sell yourself short. You know, your granny might not have ever used frozen anything. Your mama might not have. But that was a different time. They didn't have as good a stuff as they have now. You can feed your family frozen stuff. Nothing wrong with it. You don't have to be a super cook every night of the week. You know, if you can get a good home-cooked meal once a week, sometimes that's great. Sometimes your schedule will allow. You can do more. But don't feel bad about it. I hear parents, I work with parents, and they're like, my poor old kids only had drive-through twice this week. Drive-through is not ideal. But if it feeds him and he'll eat it, sometimes it's okay. Sometimes we got to do what we got to do. Sometimes life is tough enough without beating yourself up over everything you do. Now, I believe that
this in sake of us women. Years back, women, a lot of them stayed at home and they cooked what they had, and they didn't have all this convenience. Or in our area, we didn't have it, frozen stuff and everything, so they cooked what they had. And nowadays, most all the mothers, a lot of them work.
And they have wonderful food. And you've got single dads out there and single moms that are just trying to get food on the table
It's
and work. Mama, why are you over there? Come over.
Oh, I was on in the camera and you moved the camera.
Well, I was trying to get both. I don't know how come we're not. It's not working out.
Cooperating.
I think I'm not in the right distance or something.
No.
Anyhow, you just gotta feed your kids. You gotta feed your family. And Mama and I had already realized it, but Mama did not realize until Daddy got sick that there are some good frozen meals out there. Daddy about worried her to death. Now I'll just tell you, he would change his mind within 5 minutes. Like he'd say, "I'd like to have some good pork chops." Is that what you want? Yeah, some pork chops would be good. She'd get them half done. He'd say, "No, I don't think I want pork chops. Just give me a hamburger patty." Well, she would finish the pork chops and she'd do a hamburger patty, and then she would say, "I've got both of them in there. Which one you want?" And then she'd try to work. I said, "Mama, there are some wonderful frozen dinners out there that you can buy him." And he loved like the Salisbury steak.
The radiation messed his taste buds up. And
but he would often change his mind of what he wanted. So.
Yeah, and he'd think, "I don't want that. It don't taste just right or something." So it was.
So
hard.
she learned then that you could. There was a Salisbury steak dinner that he would eat anytime, and it was a go-to, and it was good, and it had some good vegetables with it. Mama learned then that there are something's not on that needs to be on or off one.
Oh, the microwave. That broth's in there.
And but there's so many good things out there that you can get in more. That be careful of that hot. There's so many good things out there that you can find that you can do a little shortcut on, like our cheating chicken. Tyson has a great chicken tenderloin that we use, and it's delicious. It really is.
Now we really like it.
I can smell this.
Yeah, it smells orangey.
It smells orangey, and it's got vinegar. There's orange marmalade in there if you want to add a little scoop of it to this.
Right, so I might eat it. I don't want the bread to burn. It's been in there like.
I want to try it, see if you'll like it. Mama, you better put you some orange marmalade in there.
Yeah.
Did you hear me say I want to try it, see if she'll like it? Sometimes I know better than she does what she's going to like.
I think it just.
I do know that this is too vinegary for her liking. I know that for sure.
Can you need a thing? Oh, you popped it.
Pops goes the jar. This is some Blackburn's orange marmalade. It comes in a handy little drinking glass. You can have a drinking glass after you get finished with it. This is just delicious orange marmalade. I use this in a lot of stuff.
It's delicious. What is it? We fix it in meatballs or
we fix it
weenies?
in meatballs and in little smokies too.
Yeah.
It's absolutely delicious. It's just orange marmalade jelly. This sauce is good, but it's very vinegary. It's very, there's no sweetness, there's no sweet orange to it.
Well, it says sweet chip, orange chip.
I guarantee you wouldn't have eaten it. I don't even know if you'll eat it now. We've had storms here today. I mean,
Bad.
darkened storms. I think we're having one right now. We are. It's coming down, and I can hear the rain. It's coming down in buckets.
Oh, it's so white rain. It's so hard you can't see it.
Yeah, we've had some strong storms today. And our areas had even worse than what we had.
Some areas had big hail.
Yeah.
Said some areas had from on the news anywhere from 12.
That's delicious.
The 12 o'clock news is what I was listening to. Anywhere from quarter size hail up to
Check the top of that.
50, a 50-cent piece size hail.
Some people paid a quarter for the hail. Some people paid 50 cents for it, she said.
No, I think what I said, size, not paying.
Is it brown?
It's getting some brown on it.
As long as it ain't black, we're good.
You want it
That's
spread?
perfect.
That's perfect.
Now look at
I
her.
can smell them tomatoes.
Look at her. Now how long did that take? Not even 15 minutes.
It took
See
12
the
minutes, I think.
see the golden brown on there? How delicious! And it's toasty and crunchy, and that sugar is just crystallized on there. And that's the look you're going for. Is not brown. And where the butter is, you know, it's not going to be as brown, but look at that.
No, that's white's where the butter was.
That is scalloped tomatoes, in our opinion. Now, I'm sure some of y'all may say, that's not my recipe. I understand. I really do. We like to hear other recipes. But sometimes, folks, it is what it is.
I can hear it pouring
That's
down
your
there.
clean one. This is mine. Yeah, it's pouring the rain. But there's no thunder and lightning with this. Now, earlier today, we had lightning, we had thunder, we had
had
darkness.
a lot of that.
It was dark. But now it's kind of just a good rain. So I don't have to water flowers tonight. That's a good thing.
Just on the porch.
I decided next year I'm going to have 2 flowers. We got hours worth of watering when we water. It's a real situation. Let's cut this scalloped tomatoes. Now looky here. This you just want to, it's not firm or solid. You just have to dip it out, but try to keep your crunch on top. Try to keep those little bread croutons, basically, is what you've made, is a little bit of crouton on top. Now this is not going to be soggy bread. Some people said the other night they didn't like the dumplings because it was soggy bread. This won't make soggy. This stays intact crunch. Mom, I smell that fresh tomato.
Oh, yeah. You want the...
There's some thunder. Did y'all hear that?
Spoke too soon. Tea to drink, or you're drinking coffee?
I've got coffee and I've got water. I'm
I'm
good.
going to finish this drink before I have to think.
You've got what you got too, don't you? All right, so now this is a little bit of that beans rice,
Oh,
and
I was wondering what
this
else
is
I
the
needed.
vegetable medley.
Now, I can eat vegetables like that. You can see
Yeah,
them
if
in
you
that
hide
rice.
them and put them in some.
And there ain't much in that rice.
Mama says if you hide them, I'll eat them. I had to get on to her today. I told her, I said, you're like a 5-year-old.
Oh, that's when I got my head wet after.
Mama has always been, it's raining hard. Mama has always been somebody who, like, she always wanted to bake brownies if she heated the oven. Get it done. In other words, I made biscuits, I'm going to make a cake too. Don't waste that time. Well, she heard it was going to storm. She had said, what was you doing out there? Onion sets?
Onion sets and some late lettuce.
She's out in the garden planting onion sets and lettuce, and it thundered non-stop.
It wasn't lightning close though.
It was lightning, and it wasn't striking at your feet, but the lightning was out there. And it was sprinkling the rain. I said, get in the house. Get in the house. I've got to hurry and get these. I said, the rain ain't waiting on you, Mama, and you're going to get soaking wet, and you got to come
I
back.
got them out.
Goodness, you're like a little kid, Mama. Bring that chicken. You got a scoop.
I'm going to use this spoon. Hang on.
Now the wind's picking up.
It said, well, I think it's spread here. My sister said it's coming back through this season.
Now they're here.
Another round.
Ours has arrived. Mama, I'm not you. That'll be your plate over there. Did you see how she's putting everything on the side? Now this one you put on the side.
I don't.
She don't mix her. All right, now. Let's bless them and eat them. I'm going to go ahead and pour mine over it so it can be soaking in. This wonderful sauce, I pour mine right over that chicken and over that rice, just like this.
Maggie's wanting to sit up at the table. I think she's in my
She's
way.
scared. She's heard that thunder.
Thunder makes her afraid.
And I'm going to let Mama do her own sauce because I know how picky.
I may not want it all over my rice.
You don't, you probably won't.
I'll try that.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful meal. We thank you for being able to enjoy it together, dear Lord. We just pray for all the storms and all those that have to work in the storms and drive, dear Lord, that you'll be with them. Put a hedge of protection on each and every one of them, dear Lord. And all the prayer requests that are here tonight, dear Lord, just pray that you'll answer each and every one of those in your time and your will. And all, unto you be all the glory, dear Lord. And we just ask all these things in your blessed name. Amen.
Amen.
I'm going to try the
I've
scalloped
got on one of my
y'all's shirts.
coffee this time instead of tea.
It says
I can't remember if this one's got on back.
nothing on the back.
Okay, it's all on the front. I was
And it
thinking
says-
it was.
Coffee because adulting is hard. Boy, ain't it?
I reckon.
There's the thunder.
Adulting's hard, being a child's hard.
It's all hard.
hard.
Mmm.
No, it's going to get bad. I hope we don't lose our electricity.
I love the tomato.
One good thing about it, we've got this cooked before
That's right.
it does go off.
Love the tomato. Love the crunch of the bread. Mama, what do you think?
I ain't tasted yet.
Mmm.
Yeah,
What are you thinking?
it's good.
Here's the little orange chicken. Very good. I'd love to be out on the porch with a cup of coffee. But now if it's lightning, I don't want to do it. I love when it's raining to be out there though. Love the porch in the rain. Some of my favorite memories as a child was playing on the porch during
Did
the
you
rain.
hear me crunching that bread? It sounded loud to me.
No, we didn't hear it that loud out here, Mama. Folks, trying some scalloped tomatoes. I know somebody's going to ask me, can I use sugar substitute? If you cook with sugar substitute, use it. I don't know if all sugar substitutes can be used in hot, but if you've already used it in something hot and it worked out good for you, I would definitely try it. You don't have to put the sugar on top if you don't want to, but it does add just a little bit of texture, a little bit of sweetness, and a little bit of that crunch in that butter. They're mighty good. I can see why they were a family favorite. You got anything you want to add tonight, Mama?
No.
If you have storms where you are, be safe. If you're out driving around, don't get out if there's power lines down. Don't want you shocked. Don't want you electrocuted. Be very, very careful. Look around. Don't take any chances, and don't drive through any high waters. We have flood warnings here. Y'all be safe out there.
It was
Take care.
way up there earlier. They announced in Campbell County, it was that other round it went through, that it was without electricity. But it went just right below the bad part where we live. But they said it was way up our customers without electricity. So I hope no more don't go
I
out.
hope everybody gets it back before dark.
Yeah.
All right, Mommy, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I'm just thankful we got everything done in case it does decide to go off.
All right, then say good night, Mama.
You watch me take it, but
I was waiting to get it wordy and edgewise, and then you took it and filled your mouth full.
Good night, Mama, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. We might cook up something else. Bye-bye.